Legend of Total War here with part 14 of my Total War Attila Let's Play campaign as the Sassanid Empire. Alright, previously we finally managed to get control of Media Atropatin. And we're just slowly getting through these texts. We got to Divine Sanction, which has been very helpful in helping us maintain public order and reducing corruption. And we're now able to field 12 armies. Now what I want to do is start getting ready to produce doom stacks. Now in order to do that though, I still need to finish some of these economic buildings. It's just because without all of them it's hard to maintain public order, sanitation and food across all of my regions. So I just need these things done. So buildings like this, I don't need that or those, so that's not a priority. I don't desperately need this, but I need that to get to here, which I think I will need. But yeah, after that's done, we can only really go for military stuff, and then we'll start looking towards a doom stack. And as I've said previously, and I know that I get criticized about this a fair bit, you know, people always say, you know, oh, he always goes around with crap stacks, never bothers with, you know, professional armies, at least at the beginning of the game. But, like I've said before, with this game here, in terms of what's more important, money or high quality troops, money is more important, especially on legendary difficulty. Okay, we don't need either of those. I don't need Silk Road. How are we going for food? Is this region being, yeah, it's being taxed. It's got enough food. For the moment.
Ready for orders.
Because as I've said before, you don't need a good army to win this game. In fact, it's actually easier just going around with just spam Armenian spears. It really is. That's not what we want to do, but you know,
Awaiting Persia's bidding,
it
my
is
lord.
easier doing it that way, which I think is so silly. Because like if you play medieval too, like you want to get those knights as soon as possible if you can, because they're so valuable compared to levy troops. Anyway, let's see here. Just whatever. Just get rid of this revolt.
Kill them all!
Oh, damn it! I don't know why this isn't a bug. Okay, because what it does is like it retreats in a direction and it cuts a line, right? But it ignores terrain blocks. That's a lot of movement that it just ran away from.
Run them through!
I mean, this is something that's been present in like Rome 1 and Medieval 2 as well. Especially if you like attack someone from one side of the river, they retreat all the way back across to the other side of the river. You know, if it's two spaces across.
Ready for battle. Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
Like if, in my opinion, what would be better is if you're going to retreat, what you should have is like a small amount of movement and the player gets to decide where they can go. Sort of like where you can move within your own end turn. And maybe the more movement that you used up during your turn, the less movement you'll be able to move on a forced retreat, which is essentially like forced marching. Anyway, that's how I would do it. It doesn't seem like it would be that complicated, but what do I know? I'm not a games programmer. It's always easy to sit back and just criticize a game and be like, this is the problem with this is the problem with that, when you don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know what you could do to fix it. Alright, so in this region here... Alright, I know, we need comments. Okay. It looks like we can tax this now. Yeah, good. Public order is a problem, but that's largely just due to food. That should fix the food. Actually, it won't, but at least it'll drop it by half penalties. So it should fix public order, actually. What else could I do here to improve public order? We could build the sanitation building. If we build this, it should come under control. Because soon enough, where is it? This will be built, and that's going to improve public order by a little bit as well. Also, we did just capture, I think, Raga. Is that where Mount Demavand provides +2 public order faction-wide? And I'm pretty sure there's another one over here. Looks like we need more food. That'll do for this turn. Sort of want to stay away from politics. It's like you give someone a promotion, and it causes disloyalty amongst everyone else. So it's a problem now. I'm just not going to deal with it. I don't need the bonuses. It's not worth it at the risk of civil war. Where was I recruiting my new armies? Was it over here? Yep. Might as well, since I've got the money, just throw it all in there. So it'll be done in about 6 turns. Done. So yeah, just preparations being made to take on Garamantia. I want to take Libya here. And secure Egypt, of course.
My words are yours to direct.
Of course, having lots of money now, we can keep the Huns out of our border, out of our lands. Because, like, you should always have, like, a certain guideline that you follow when going to war. What are they doing? And for me personally, my guidelines are, if I'm going to go to war with someone, can I profit from it? Because if you can't profit from war, then it's just needless death. And when you go to war with the Huns, you cannot profit from it. The only thing you can do is get rid of them. That's the only outcome that can be beneficial. That's the best outcome you can get, and that doesn't profit you. It just doesn't. It's just that they're gone. Because there's no territory you can gain from it. You defeat one of their armies, you don't get any money from it. It can only cost you by fighting the Huns. So make them go away. Let someone else fight them. And I don't mean cost as in money. There's other costs involved as well. What about your population? It's a king's job to keep the civilians safe. And everyone might call me a dick and be a horrible man or whatever, but if I was king, I'll protect my fucking civilians. The stupid peasants, I'll protect them. You know, unless I'm levying them to go to war, but that's to protect those that don't go to war. So let somebody else deal with the Huns. And the thing about the Huns as well is that when they show up with Attila, that's as strong as they're going to get. They've already got their best units. We haven't even started getting good units yet. So the more, even if what we're doing here is just delaying them, then that will buy us time. Time that we need to get better armies. Although Armenian spears are good enough, I suppose. At least for the cavalry, the Uar warriors will wreck us. I just don't need the silk. Like, if we think about how much, like, gems, we're trading 62% of them. That's with 80. Where's silk? There. I mean, it's worth a fair bit, but I don't need the money. The build slot would be better off for something else. So yeah, that's actually not too bad. If I had more trade partners, maybe I'd keep it. Anyway, I think there's this settlement here, Merv. What we can do is build the Silk Road here. But of course, by the time that's here, I probably won't have any trade partners left. Slowly getting rid of all my vassals, which of course will make victory conditions impossible, but we're not going for victory conditions. Okay, I should be able to tax this now. Alexandria can be taxed once again. Wasn't I demolishing this for something else? Yeah, I was demolishing this so that we could build the other food building needed. Because we just don't have enough food here. I mean, until we take Berenice. So maybe I'll leave that there, because I'm probably going to take Berenice soon. I've got no ties to the Garamantians. What are we doing here?
Ready for orders. We fight for you.
Where am I going to send them? I could send them down to finally defeat Himyar.
At your service.
Which will, you know, free up this army as well, because he's just sitting there. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'll send these 3 armies down there. You just stay there for a short time, make sure the public order is going to be okay, because the stuff here still needs construction. Anyway, we'll have 4 armies down there. Should be able to, if we hit them hard and fast, they won't know what hit them, and then that'll be the end of it. And that'll free up that frontier a little bit. Of course, we'll need to capture this entire area here, and then that'll change the frontier to be that length there. That's all. Of course, as we continue to cross over here, then it's even smaller, and of course, sea frontier, which is not that dangerous. I've only got a little bit of food here. Public order's maintaining, so we'll just leave that be. So this tech here will give us access to Food Market 4, which is only going to provide additional money, not extra food. So it's not desperately needed, but we need that to get to here, which is going to give us access to the Yakchal, which will provide us with extra food. And also level 4 main chain buildings, allowing us to build walls in all of our minor settlements, which is very valuable. Alright, moving on. Anyway, as I said before, it's not going to take us... Oh, hang on. Where's this? Yeah, I'll go grab that. It's not going to take us that long to research all of the military techs, because all of... I mean, we've increased our research rate, like, it's 4 times faster now than it was when we were researching all these things here. If we have a look at how fast it would take us to get to this point here... Oh, fuck me, 50 turns. Okay, I didn't think it would actually take that long. But, you know, it was going to take us 50 turns to get to here when we were in this one, so... I don't necessarily need to get straight there. But anyway, moving on.
Ready for orders.
Someone died of natural causes, that happens. So yeah, we kind of just need to let that office given to subordinate stuff run out, and then I'm just not going to bother with it anymore. I can't afford to have a civil war, it's not worth it. So yeah, we'll grab this. Getting this shortly. And we'll take out Himyar once and for all. Alright, so we can upgrade this to level 4, but like I said, it doesn't provide any additional food. It's just about a little bit of extra money, better road development, extra wealth from agricultural, which is most of our money comes from agriculture, so that's not bad. And the public order can certainly maintain. Squalor is no longer an issue. Everything sanitation-wise is fine. But yeah, looking at this region here, public order is not exactly great, so maybe just hold off on that, at least until this is built. Yeah, we can get away with that. This province here is almost completely built up. It's lacking food. I suppose once we've researched everything, this will be knocked down for something that can provide food, and then we can grab that, I suppose. Day should be taxed now. Yep. We got food for it, so everything's good. Coda's okay, yep, no problem there. It's actually a pretty lousy upgrade, to be honest. Paying that much money to get such a small bonus. I think just leave that one alone for the time being. Just leave it alone for the time being. Just leave it be. Don't desperately need to be constructing those things right now. Wait and see how things develop. Okay, moving on.
How can I serve you?
what are the Huns doing? Probably burning down a whole lot of settlements. We'll slowly go and occupy those regions. As long as we keep the Huns on our side, just let them burn the whole world down. It's fine. Well, the whole Western world. I'll just build it back up from scratch. I sure as shit don't want them burning down my settlements. Also, it might be a good idea to actually take these guys out soon. Makran and Area. Probably Area first, because they're weak. I've only got one settlement, I think. Let me just check. Yep. I mean, I'll make a lot of money from trade from them. It's just more a case of they're of no value to me, and if they ever betrayed me, which there's always a chance, it would take me so long if I was at the frontier out this way to get over here to stop them. Best just get rid of them and then there's no chance of it. And as I said before, I clearly don't need the money. At the beginning of the game, they were useful, but they've outlived their usefulness.
Destination reached.
Trading income from tariffs is not interesting, so I don't really need that. I suppose I can go without that for the time being. Do I need this? The fishing port would be useful, but I think we can go without it for the time being. Let's continue on with military stuff. That only takes one turn, so let's do that. And that way we'll get reduced recruitment costs. Not that that really matters either. Anyway. But we just get it done. So now we can actually build things to level 4. But in most regions we probably don't have enough food for it. So we firstly check the regions that have the most food. Because it's a big jump in food to get here. Also provides a bit more public order, extra 1 public order. And also with extra road development, we can get around our empire a bit faster. Extra 40 food, 80, and 20. Luckily we've got enough there. There's an extra 20. Yeah, there's no academy here. And we can get an additional 20 food if we went with that. There's quite a decent amount of money coming from that fishing port as well. Just go all out. See if we can max this out completely. Got enough food to get that. 120 is what's needed for level 4, to get them all to level 4. So this one's only just got enough, but that's being built, so we don't actually have enough. So just go with... It's probably better to do the minor cities first. Give them walls. Not enough. So just do the minor cities first, that's 80 food. That's going to consume some food. Gotta wait for that to be finished. Get more growth from the royal city, though. Doesn't matter. Thinking more about protection. Stay. Need to get this region if we want to spend more food. Salt's pretty good for food. Extra 90 comes from that. Yeah, so these regions don't have enough food. I can't do any more of that for the time being. Alright, moving on. And then we've got to decide where the hell are we going to put a military building. Most of my settlements are, fully built up. No build slots left available and only just under control with food and public order. I can't demolish any buildings without totally ruining the settlement. There's no room. Because a barracks is going to require, firstly, a build slot, secondly, a lot of food. So it's a heavy drain on the economy. Especially when Armenian spears do the job just fine. I mean, look how far we've managed to conquer without ever needing a military building. Alright, let's do this.
Ready for battle.
So you can always just hire mercenaries if you want a bit of cavalry. Or some artillery. So I've had these artillery here. They're usually expensive. What does it matter when you're this rich? This doesn't take up I don't need a mercenary building. Funny thing is, in Medieval 1 you need an inn to hire mercenaries.
Ready for battle. We take this settlement for you, my lord.
Jeez, he could just win this on his own.
Besieging
Well, bringing in some friends.
For Persia. Forgive me, but we cannot. For honor and great glory. On the move, my lord. Let them cower before our might.
So, why ever build a professional army? Okay, so... yeah, just occupy it.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
And then just finish them off and then we're done with them. Good, no units lost, apart from those which we just got for free. That's basically the end of Himyar, because this here is not going to capture anything. Don't need a military wharf down here. Actually, repair it and just convert it. Good, once all this is fixed up, that'll hopefully fix up our food needs. Good, so military one's all done. Reduced recruitment costs. Not that that's a huge concern.
My lord. Ready for orders. At your service.
Okay. So next stop for all of these guys, Garamantia. We'll just send a whole heap of armies. I don't want to conquer them entirely, but hit Berenice, and then Libya, of course. Hopefully there's that public order bonus there. Even if it's just +1, it's still better than nothing. And we're still lacking food here. I mean, eventually I should be able to find a way to fix it. We'll see how we go. I'm not going to bother with construction this turn.
We fight for you, my lord.
Do you want to think Civilization handled building construction way better than Total War has ever done? Population consumes food. Nothing else consumes food but population. Not buildings. Some buildings will provide food, but only population consumes food. Buildings require maintenance cost. And, you know, some buildings require some other things, depending on what it is. And then that's it. Not like this, where these buildings that consume food, there is no population, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Good job, Vassal. Actually, instead of going after Garamantia, maybe we should take these guys out. They just came and sort of helped us out, but still. I just don't want them in this area. Alright, how are we doing here now? Okay, definitely food has been helped a little bit. That'll give us an additional 50. Sorry, 70. Switch that over to camels and make this. Well, that's 2 food buildings. Then I suppose the next thing we should grab is the public order building. Or is it the town commons? Because that'll provide more food than what sheep can provide. Yeah. Eventually, once it gets to level 4.
At your command. We fight for
Just
you, my lord.
keep this guy here until they're gone.
Ready for
But the rest of them now head back up this way.
my lord.
Time to cancel our agreements with both Aria and Makran.
Welcome, friend.
It's not going to take us long to get into position against them. And we'll take a reputation hit if we attack them too soon.
At your
A little bit of income lost,
ready for battle.
but nothing major.
Any man who drop.
And this army will as well come and help. We'll take out Aria first. I should have actually cancelled that agreement a few more turns ago, but that's okay. Let's go through construction now and try and fix things up. Okay, this is good. What are we missing here? Could use a bit more food. We get more food from actual. Yeah, we get it from the bazaar, the food building, so that we can upgrade these. Do one of them right now, though. Don't quite have enough food yet, because I'm taking into account that's going to consume 80. .443% research rate. I'm not sure how much more I can get that up without actually conquering more territory to build more libraries. Oh well, that's what we'll work towards doing. It'll speed things up, even if it's only by a little bit. So hopefully this gets rid of Himyar completely, and then these guys can probably go head over towards Garamantia.
We do not ask much, merely a contribution towards the legions, those trusty guarantors.
We'll eventually go kill them as well. Good, Himyar's finally gone. Fucking Jews.
Awaiting Persia's bidding,
Alright.
my lord. Ready for battle. Make haste, men. At your command. I would...
So still got food issues here. But I'm confident once this has been converted here, that's going to give us a lot of food. That'll be useful, that's for sure. And that'll only take 6 turns to get to that. Elite Dynamite Infantry, those are very good. I think I'll build a military settlement somewhere in Greece, because that's roughly the center of the map. So that my armies can reinforce themselves and get around to any position as quickly as possible. If I build it over here in the east, what's the point in that? Anyway, the east is pretty much secure. Should build our military stuff maybe on the frontiers. And maybe even construct new military bases as we go. See, what I usually would like to do, like in Rome 2, I would have one military province where all of my military stuff just is trained from there, all my best stuff. Basically, the region can't make very much money. It has to import food. Public order is maintained just because of all the global bonuses and everything. But it's basically like 3 military buildings, and it maintains itself. But in this, you can't do it. Oh no, maybe you can. I'll give it a look. See what we can do. But wherever I go, I need to make sure it's It's a settlement that's like a province that's been completely grown. Actually, we don't have enough food for that. So we need this. But what I was really wanting to get was the academy. So maybe instead, how about instead of building that, we'll build the academy. And we'll knock this down, which I really don't need. Because the influence that was provided by this tech here, anyway. And we'll build the academy on top of that. The Yuck Child, whatever. Provide food for the plaza. Because that does consume a lot of food, those fire temples. Which is weird. How does a temple consume so much food? Good, moving on.
A man has many faces.
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
We do not ask much.
Yes, that's kind of a lot for military access. I mean, truth be told, if I want to walk in your territory, I'm going to walk in your territory. What the fuck are you going to do about it? I'm the Sassanids, bitch. And I have, let's have a look here, more territory than the Western Roman Empire would at the start of the campaign. Or at least equal to it.
At your command. Ready for order. Make haste, men. Advance. At once.
Can we leave here now?
Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
Looks like we can leave, because soon we'll have this food under control. Which will get rid of 10 public order penalties, so yeah, let's be fine. And anyway, it's not going to revolt anytime soon. Even if it does go under. Yep, it's under control. And yeah, I don't really need my spy for anything else, you can just stay there. Actually, no. I want to know what's going on over here before we make this attack. Our armies are ready. Let's get into position down here. Prepare for attack on Berenice. Not too concerned about hitting this immediately. Need this one here to secure Egypt, and then we'll move in this direction. One thing we'll say about Attila that I did like it how they organised every province into 3. It's not like some have 2, some have 3, some have 4. I liked it that every single one of them are 3, nice and standard. I like to keep things organised. I don't like when things are messy. You know, when organising governance. Like, in my personal life, I'm a messy fucker. But if I'm gonna govern a country, it's gotta be fucking organised. What was they building here again? No, we need this. And it's not because like I'm autistic or anything, it's just because I know an organized country is a successful one. You need to have organization. If your government is not organized, how can you expect your people to rely on them? And all organization really is just discipline. What was it that made the Roman Empire so successful militarily? They didn't necessarily have the greatest fighters in the world. They certainly didn't have the tallest people in the world. No, they had the most organized and professional military force in the world at the time.
A simple tribute. Let
Ready for orders.
Alright, now if I was to attack them next turn, I pretty much guarantee it's
Your next command,
going to
my lord.
cause
I would travel the world for Persia.
reliability issues.
Waiting for
But,
more
oh well.
orders.
Okay, so they're just under control at the moment. Still, just because of the food. That'll get done at the same time. Just double checking something. Okay, so Transcarpathia is ruined to shit. I don't think you need to stay here anymore. Let's begin
We take this settlement for you.
reoccupying or colonizing this area.
Ready for orders.
It's gonna be a long road because lots of ruins here. I mean you can see right there, 105 growth required. So just exempt it from taxation. Try and make it grow a little bit faster. If I was to lower taxes, I can actually get growth in a bit faster. I certainly don't need the money. Maybe once we've got $1 million in the bank, I'll lower taxes. Wait, did I construct that building? Yeah, okay, good.
Ready for. Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
Okay, he can make it straight there.
Our path
These guys on the border first, though.
How may I serve Persia?
Okay, if the spy's gonna make it, he's gonna have to cross the water. Three armies should be sufficient to take this down. But we should also have a look to see just how stable the Garamantians are diplomatically. Now, this is the thing about Warhammer 2 that I'm going to criticize, where it's actually better in Attila. I don't know why they did this. You saw just then. If I want to look at any particular faction, all I have to do is click on territory that they own. There we go, Lazica. I don't have to. It's so easy for me to decide to organize. How do I? Of course, that's rebels. To find someone. But in Warhammer 2, you click on a territory, it doesn't go straight to the thing. You have to click on the faction leader. What a fucking pain in the ass. And they had it right in Warhammer 1, and they made it worse in Warhammer 2. Just little something.
Speak quickly, but do not expect the good wine to eat.
So the Western Roman Empire is still around, but they're more like Illyria now. That's funny. They've got some of the the Roman Empire in total is basically just Greece. Interesting. So the 3 people that I probably could trade with are the people that I want to take out. Alright. Alright, that's enough for this turn.
Ready for orders. Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
So he's still pissed off about office given to subordinate, even though there's no more people in there. So I'm just not going to make things worse. As long as I don't do anything more here, this stuff should be fine. I hate the politics system in this. Every decision you make has more negative consequences than positives. So just don't make any decisions. Who comes up with this shit? Rewards idleness. I'd be surprised if Thrones of Britannia even had a politics system as well. They probably just did away with it entirely. Don't forget, by the time that you guys watch this, Thrones of Britannia is probably already out. So, but when I'm recording this, I haven't played Thrones of Britannia. It's the end of February at the time of me recording this, and I haven't even released episode 1 yet. So, you know, I'm assuming this will be coming out sometime in April. That's just a guess. But I just, the promotional stuff for Thrones of Britannia, which is, you know, basically Total War Attila 2, whatever, they're passing off new features, which are just cut features. Instead of politics, we've got an automated system that doesn't require you to do anything. I don't know. Well, I'll see what it's like when it comes out.
Battle.
I don't know. I just thought that the promotional stuff for it so far has been very bad.
We fight.
It didn't sell me on the game, you know. And then again, I'm a consumer as well.
Ready for orders. At once.
But then again, I think increasingly I am becoming less and less their target demographic.
Is that all, my lord?
One of the reasons why I'm considering leaving Total War, I'm just becoming a thorn in everyone's side. It's like this series has evolved beyond my interests. So I can either sit here and complain about how the good old days were better, or I could just move on and find a different series, which is probably what I'm leaning towards doing. It's all going to come down to...
I will save a special arrow just for you.
None will escape.
It's all going to come down to 3 Kingdoms Total War. Or Total War 3 Kingdoms. If that game's great, I'll stick around. If it's not great, adios amigos, I'm out of here. I've hung around for like 5 years being annoyed at Total War titles. There's no, if it's not going to be fixed by now, it's never going to be fixed, and so I'll just move on. Total War will be successful long after I go. Not saying it won't be. CA will continue to be rich. Fine, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm not going to play the games.
Persia's
Boy.
bidding, my lord.
Surprised my dog's not barking. Sounds like a possum's on the roof. I mean, it sounds like there's a vicious drop bear out there hunting cats. Because, you know, I live in Australia and everything's out there to kill you. And if you don't know what drop bears are, they're vicious bears that live in trees and they drop down on people and bite their faces off. We have 200,000 deaths a year from drop bears. And of course we ride kangaroos to our work. And everything is upside down, you know? Everything is upside down here. Because you know we're in the southern hemisphere. Which, since the world is flat, what that means is it's like on the other side of the disc, so everything's upside down. Okay, so we already took him out, so that's good. Now, Armenia over here, oh, they actually joined against us. I always thought that was really silly how it does that. So we're gonna have to hold off on that for the time being to get over there and punish Armenia. I was willing to leave them alone for a bit more. Does that mean I've lost all my client states? Yep, no more client states. Alright, good. They're not so powerful, but the thing is I'm long distance away. See, this is why I wanted to get rid of the vassals. If at any point I declared war on someone and they're like, no, we don't approve of this, they don't just not join the war, they go to war with us. Imagine if I was all the way in Italy fighting the Huns. And then this fucking happened. What a disaster it would be, having to rush back. Better just deal with this now before any serious war starts.
At your command.
Okay, so Garamantians, they've got some allies, but mostly enemies. So we'll
Come then,
speak with their
speak.
enemies about
The Emperor will
taking
consider
out...
what I hear, but you must speak without delay.
Oh man, look how many wars they're in. Everybody hates the Romans. They're at war with the Eastern Roman Empire as well. Jesus. And they even like the Eastern... It doesn't make any sense. And they like the Huns. They like the Garamantians.
None will escape.
See, that's another thing about these Armenian spears. 4 armies, sort of, here. Numbers... Actually, we outnumber them. But, you know, like I said, they work well
Let them cower
in this situation.
before our might. To victory!
You don't need to get a professional army in this game. Armenian spears is enough.
Ready for battle.
How may I serve Persia?
Oh, I feel like that's going to be a problem. How did they get to run away that far?
Make haste, men.
We fight for you, my lord.
Ew.
Ready for orders.
Just come stand over here.
Set up watch.
I want hourly patrols. At your command.
How may I serve you?
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I need you to come over here, try and hinder his movement.
Stopping for now, my lord. Awaiting Persia's bidding, my lord.
At your command.
Sort of lost interest in growing, expanding my, focusing on my generals. It just doesn't matter anymore.
How may I serve Persia?
My lord.
Okay, your next stop over here.
None will escape.
Oh shit, we're at an hour. Cool. Well, next autosave, we'll end it there. So food should be alright, so we can justify getting something for public order. This place needs food. I forgot the bazaar here. Oh wait, it's autumn. It can be deceptive sometimes. You build something in autumn thinking you got enough food. It's only one turn of the year. I believe I was knocking this down. I'm just going back to that. So this actually requires timber to build up as well, so I'll have to get a hold of some. I guess I was importing it before. I suppose I've used up all my trade agreements. I've still got a few left. Alright, moving on. Okay, so with that we'll end the episode here. So situation's looking good. We've now got 67 territories. That is definitely more than what the Western Roman Empire started off with at the start. A little bit of a turbulent period in terms of, you know, getting rid of our vassals, but needs to be done. And then we'll fight the Garamantians for a bit, capture Libya, and then see about getting a mild peace treaty. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, so like and subscribe. Part 15 is next, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.